What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Vault Talks. We are surely moving up in the world. If you can see the video, if you're not on just audio, we're at Union Hall Centrifuge. So I have a cool guest speaker with me today, Ty Dominguez.
Hi, everyone.
He is a startup founder, entrepreneur. At the end of the day, he's a go-getter. So me and Ty got connected about 2 years ago, was instantly impressed. At the time we met, you were still kind of in the beginning phase of building this startup. I know it was originally instant SMS, right?
Yeah, it was SMS Rep, but it started as Retainable, went to SMS Rep, and then Instant Quote. Been a lot of changes.
Yeah, we're going to dive in today, just hear some stories about Ty's journey, what's worked, what hasn't, how he's pivoted from, one name to the next, focusing on different clients, and you guys are going to hear the whole shebang. So we're going to keep it raw, and without further ado, I'll let Ty tell a little bit about what they're doing at Instant Quote.
Yes. Thanks for the intro, first of all. Happy to be here. Instant Quote is essentially the first AI office manager for the trades. So what we're doing is we've built an entire CRM for trades businesses, home service businesses, and it's got an agent on top of it that can actually manage the entire CRM. So I actually worked in landscaping and remodeling for a time, and I found that I was spending 10 to 20 hours a week just doing data entry, writing quotes, sending invoices, like all of this admin that nobody really starts the business to do. And so it ended up being like a year or two later that we came to Instant Quote. Now, instead of having to do all of that busy work and paperwork, you can just speak into it and it'll do all of it for you.
Yeah, I know me and you had briefly talked. I was also in the landscaping field for a little while, and just looking back, we did a lot of mulch jobs, and coming up with quotes was like pulling a rabbit out of the hat. I'd walk a property and say, oh, well, maybe this is 800, maybe it's 1,000, but there was
Yeah.
there was no telltale way to go and just quote the job, right? And I think that's what you guys are trying to solve for these trades people. Am I correct?
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with like just being professional and having a consistent look and a consistent customer experience. A lot of contractors, what they're doing right now is they're walking in and they're saying, oh, this is $1,000.
Yep.
And it's just like a text that gets sent. And the contractor doesn't necessarily know their margins on that. And if they are writing quotes, it takes 15 to 30 minutes to write the scope of work and write out the client and, price out your materials. Like, it takes a while. So what we've done is you can actually go walk that job, and while you're walking it, you can speak to it and you can send it pictures, and it'll actually use all of that as context to write you an itemized quote with a markup on it, and it does your materials, machinery, estimates, permits. It'll do all of that.
That's a fantastic idea. I'm not going to make a generalized statement, but most people that are blue collar or are in trades, they probably don't want to spend their time doing quotes.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's not fun. That was like, for one of my jobs, that was my whole job. It was just quotes, and it was like a full-time job.
Yeah.
And if I had Instant Quote at the time, it would have been a part-time job.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I know, talking with you guys are currently scaling. I think you're happy with your product, with what you've built. Now you're onboarding and trying to attract new clients, correct?
Yeah. We're just we're in that scaling phase. We've built the product. It took a year and a half to get here, and now we're just trying to get it in the hands of people.
And for the summer, they can try it out for free, can't they?
Yeah. It's free throughout the summer, so Go try it.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah, we're doing free onboarding as well. So, and if you're in the Cincinnati area, we'll actually drive to you, manually onboard you ourselves, train your team. We'll do all of that. That's all free. And then it's free for the summer.
Yeah. It's a great value proposition. You really can't go wrong there. I mean, give it a go. I'm willing to bet you'll like it and probably stick around. So
that's the idea.
But I kind of want to jump back a little bit, since you have rebranded and come up with new ideas for this company. So going back to when it was SMS Rep, what did you see that made you ultimately shift what you guys were focused on?
It really comes down to two main factors. The first is moat, and the second is just your customer and what you're selling. So the moat at the time was SMS Rep was essentially an AI that could outreach to customers and act as customer support through text message. It was basically a chatbot. I built that before all the major chatbots came out. So it was like the first rendition of what we see everywhere now. And at the time I was like, well, I can't scale this for what I know because I'm non-technical. I'm technical to a point. I taught myself some stuff, but I was like, Google and Microsoft are going to wipe this out. Like, I have no shot. So that was a big reason.
Yeah.
The second reason was I couldn't nail down what I was selling.
Okay.
It was like vague. It was customer outreach, customer support.
Yep.
It's like, okay, what are the pain points there? What do customers actually want? And I just found that I didn't really fully understand the pain points and the actual dynamic that I was trying to solve. And so it was never going to work.
Yep.
And so we transitioned more towards Instant Quote, which is where I have more domain experience.
Yep. So really it came down to kind of niching down, focusing on what your clients want. And I know you guys do a lot of just feedback. I mean, I've seen on LinkedIn where you let people try out the software and you're accepting of their feedback because that helps you ultimately tweak and pull levers to make it the best product possible.
Yeah, the feedback loop is extremely important. I mean, it's the only way that you're going to actually build something and find product market fit, which we haven't found product market fit, but what we're really good at is allowing people to use it, gathering their feedback, and then making actionable outcomes from that. And I think that's ultimately what has allowed us to like get to this point where we're at a very comfortable point where I feel like, okay, now we have something we can really go out and sell and get into the hands of people. But all of that was just through feedback.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys have, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've won the centrifuge competition. So at this point, people are bought in. I mean, clearly your vision is something that people want. Now it's just getting it out there.
Yeah. We got into the Centrifuge VVP Accelerator. So that was an accelerator program. It came with funding. It was not non-dilutive. So we gave up a part of our company, and we are a portfolio company of Centrifuge. But we also won the UC pitch competition.
Okay.
So we got a grant from UC from that as well. But yeah, I would say we do have a good community of people that are bought in, and now it's just about like expanding that.
So I guess if you had to nail it down, where do you see this going over the next 5 years? Obviously, we need to bring in more users, but where do you want to take it from there?
We really want to get into other channels of business, right? Because if you're scaling a business, you cannot just have like one channel of income. You have to have multiple channels of income for anything to work. I think all the professional entrepreneurs, you could say that you need like 7 streams of income or something like that. So one of the big things that we want to get into is acquisitions.
Okay.
And actually acquiring service businesses and then using Instant Quote to scale them and giving them the resources they need to scale, and we'll own a part of them or all of them. Yeah,
no, that's a great goal, and I kind of want to let the listener learn more about you as a person. So you had a 9-to-5 for a short time, didn't you?
A very, very short time, yeah. I actually started this in college, and after I graduated, I had no money, and that's a long story. I did a lot of traveling.
Yep.
No regrets on that front, but yeah, I got a 9-to-5 to pay off my travels and also live.
Yep.
And I was doing well at it. In 3 months, I was offered offered a manager position where I think I would have been one of the youngest managers in the entire company, and it's a national company. So it was going really well, but the thing that really pushed me over the edge to like, hey, you need to be doing Instant Quote full time, is I actually went to this investment banker's house to sell him something. And in all of my sales appointments, I would only talk about Instant Quote the whole time. Like, it was like 80% Instant Quote, 20% my job.
Yeah.
I somehow managed to sell a lot of stuff doing that because I think people thought I didn't really care, and that sells.
Yep.
But these investment bankers like, dude, do you not think you could sell your own product? I'm like, yeah, I can sell my own product. I can sell anything.
Yep.
And he was like, then what are you doing? And I just kind of thought for a second, and it was just silent. And 2 weeks later, I quit. So I put in my 2 weeks like that day.
Yeah, took the leap.
Yeah, so that was that's ultimately what kind of pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, I mean, have you always thought of yourself as an entrepreneur, or did this present itself and you just were very passionate about it?
No, I've always been an entrepreneur my whole life. It's really started because growing up, my parents made me pay for everything that I wanted. And really, the bug got to me when I was like 10. I wanted this camera, like just a digital camera, and it was like $100, $120.
Yeah.
Which my parents could have easily bought me the $120 camera. Like it's not that big of an expense.
Yep.
And my mom was like, no, you need to earn it. I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to do that? She's like, I'll give you $1 if you do the dishwasher. I'm like, I'm not doing your chores. So I went and started knocking doors when I was 10 and saying, hey, can I cut your grass?
Yeah.
And I scheduled recurring grass jobs when I was 10, and I did buy that camera.
Yeah, no, it's funny. This episode's about Ty, but we're very similar in that aspect. A friend of mine, we were in high school, and I started to realize that, hey, if I want cool things, all I got to do is make more money, and I can buy them.
Yeah.
So we started just a little landscaping business, and my friend and I, we went to Elder High School. If you drive around the west side of Cincinnati, you'll see class of 86 signs in a lot of yards or whatever year they graduated. So we started hand-picking those houses and saying, hey, my friend and I were basketball players at Elder High School. We'd love to do your mulch and landscaping, and that took off more than I ever thought it would. So we did that for a couple years, but like you, I was never passionate. It was just a way to bring in money.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. It's like, it all comes back to money.
Yeah.
It all comes back to money. So that's why we do anything, right?
Yeah, you got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But no, one thing, I've interviewed a few entrepreneurs now, and one thing I've noticed is, yes, the money's great, but that's not really why they do it. It comes down to what they're passionate about. Mm-hmm. You're super passionate about Instant Quote, and I think that shows. I follow you on LinkedIn. We're going to shout him out at the end of this so you guys can check out his LinkedIn content, but it's awesome. You're just consistent. And that's what I've seen is consistency beats anything. It compounds.
Yeah, I would agree.
Just even if somebody doesn't know you, but they see your post popping up 2 times a week and they think to themselves, hey, I'm going to see what this guy's got going, and it's the social media posts that's never really going to get you clients, but I think it keeps you relevant. When people see you enough, something gives and they're like, hey, maybe I should reach out to Ty. Maybe I should see what Instant Quote's got cooking.
Yeah, I would have to totally agree. The LinkedIn is a cheat code, actually. The more active you are on LinkedIn, the more views you can get and put yourself in front of the right people. And it's helped us so much. But actually, I got to shout out Dom. Yeah. Our social media guy. Dom, what's our video at now? Dom posted a video yesterday, and we're at 833,000 views. Woo. That's a meme. It's a meme. Don't look at the account. But we started getting a little bit of traction on social media.
That's awesome. And I'm going to give out some free sauce to the listeners here. I was talking with somebody who's really good at LinkedIn, and I come to find out when you're replying to other people, your reply needs to be 5 words or longer. That boosts your algorithm. So when you see one of your buddies who get a new job and you see all the comments that say, good luck, great job, that's not helping you show up more. It needs to be 5 words or longer.
That's a good one. Yeah. No, I used to comment a lot and engage a lot, and that definitely helps. And then I stopped because so much of LinkedIn is it's like the rage bait of LinkedIn that gets you, where you've got some person you don't know and they're like, all jobs are going to be replaced in 2 weeks. And it's like, I'm not even going to comment on this at this point. Yes. So you definitely, I'm very selective with what I engage with now, because also everybody can see what you engage with. Yeah. And so if you engage wrong, or I try and stay super unopinionated on LinkedIn, as much as possible. Yep. So, and that's by design, because I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way at the stage I'm at. Hopefully we get to the point where I can say whatever I want to say. Yep. And people are like, well, can't really say anything about it. Yeah. So, but we're not there yet. No. Everybody's got to put in their time. Yeah. Nothing happens overnight. You guys have been working at this for, what, year and a half now? Year? The full team really has been working at this for only about 3 months. Yeah, since we really got the team together. Yeah. I've been working on this for a year and 7 months. Okay. Divyesh has been working on this for about a year and 3 months. But Parker and Dom, who are our marketing and social guys, they've only been with us 3 or 4 months, but that's, the last 3 or 4 months, it's been exponential, the amount of stuff we've been able to get done. Yeah. Let's hone in a little bit more on your team, because I think you started bringing on the right people, outsourcing maybe what you're not good at or what you're not passionate about. Can you kind of speak to, some people want to try to do it all, but I don't think that's the case with you. You have a good team surrounding you. How important is that when you're building something like you are building? Your team is everything, in my opinion. truly, there's absolutely no way I would be able to do any of this by myself, and there's no way I would be in the position that I am by myself, which isn't a crazy position. I mean, it's nice we've gotten funding and stuff, and all of this has happened, and I'm 23, which is awesome. But at the end of the day, like, we need to make money as a business, and we're not doing that right now. All that being said, we're on our way to doing that, and we just wouldn't be anywhere without the team that we have. They're amazing. Like, these are guys that come in 6 to 7 days a week with me. They work 12 hours a day for very little pay. And without that, there would be, we wouldn't even be close to where we are right now.
Yeah, I think that's what I respect about you so much is, you're probably putting in at least 60 hours a week on a good week.
Yeah, that's like, it would be nice if I put in 60 hours a week. That would be like a vacation week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to your work ethic. A lot of people, they want success, but they're not willing to work for it. You're going at it, balls to the wall, pardon my French, but everything you can do, you're doing it. I think one day you want to be able to look back and just be able to say you gave your all. Is that right?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to is like, I'm not going to go and do this and like half-ass it. There's no way, because what's the point?
Yep.
Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to look back and say, yeah, I tried everything I possibly could have tried. Like, if it works or if it doesn't work, I'm going to know that I tried everything I can, and then I'm going to go do the next thing if it doesn't work.
Yep.
To your point about like, some people don't want to work for it, and that's why they won't be successful. I also think that a lot of people just don't know what they want to work on.
Yeah.
And I think that's totally fine. For me, this kind of just like, I had this idea one day and I was like, I'm passionate about it. But not everybody gets that. And I also think people's version of success is like totally different. So, I think if you want to have like these huge goals, then yes, I totally agree. Like, you got to work for it. But you also have to, people ask me all the time about burnout.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not get burned out? I'm like, I go to sleep at night. But it really comes down to like, I just love what I do. That's the biggest part.
If you love what you do, it's not work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's easy to put in 80 hours a week when it doesn't feel like you're putting in 80 hours a week.
Yep.
Like, Dom's over here. Dom, how do you feel about that? Whoa. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm working hard.
8 hours.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like we're hanging out. Yeah, it's great.
That's when you know you're doing the right thing in life, Yeah. Some people go to work and dread it. They live for the weekend, but you're working 80 hours a week and you can't wait to show up tomorrow and get right back to it.
Yeah, yesterday we were walking the car. I'm like, are you guys excited for tomorrow? They're like, what's tomorrow? I'm like, it's Thursday. They're like, so what's tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Thursday. Not everybody makes it another Thursday.
That's very true. Tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah. I'm like, we gotta be excited.
Yeah. I love it. I really want to get into maybe some advice you might have. So you've done trial and error. You're building this company, building a startup. If somebody's, younger entrepreneur getting started, what's some advice that you've seen firsthand you could give to them?
The biggest piece of advice I could possibly give anybody that wants to do anything is just do it.
Yeah.
Like, so many people wait for confirmation. So many people wait for the right time. It's never going to come. It will never, ever happen. There will never be a good time to start something new.
Yep.
Like, you just have to do it. And that's honestly the biggest piece of advice I could give.
Yeah. That's awesome. One of my favorite quotes is, nothing changes if nothing changes. You can sit around and build up ideas all you want, but until you just take action, it's not going to pan out.
Yeah. It's really like, you just have to do it. You're going to be scared. There's going to be doubt, and that's never going to go away. You just learn to like say, okay, that's part of this.
Yeah. 100%. Anything else you want to touch on today, Ty?
Have you ever talked about yourself on these podcasts?
I've done a couple intro episodes. I'll do a couple solo episodes here and there, but I like to keep the focus on you. That's why people are listening. So they're going to see this cool video we got today. Shout out to Dom for getting it set up, and shout out to you for bringing me out. This is a lot better than my setup, but
no, it's all thanks to Dom. Yeah, Dom makes us look good. I know what it was. We were doing this thing called Road to 300.
Okay.
And it was like this video series. And there was one week where like we didn't really have much video. It was just us walking and us at the pizza shop. And Dom was like, I can make anything uninteresting look interesting. Not saying the podcast is uninteresting. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that Dom is awesome. Yes. And like he can make everything look good. It's really great.
Yes.
So if anybody needs a videographer,
yes,
Dom is your guy.
And if anybody knows somebody in the trades industry, contracting, you name it, have them reach out to Ty. So I do want to give Ty a chance to shout out their company. If the listeners liked it today, where can they come learn more about you?
Yeah, so our website is tryinstantquote.com. That's TRY instantquote.com. Yeah, if you're in the trades, like I was in the trades, and Parker, who's also helping build this, owns a landscaping business. We understand these problems. Like this is not built by some kids that are just like, oh, I think this is a problem. Yeah. Like we really lived this, and that's why this exists now. And the tools that exist, like Jobber or House Call Pro or Service Titan, they're great, but they're great at organizing you. They're not great at necessarily saving you a ton of time. Yeah. What we're really trying to do is take that organization and now put the saving time aspect on top of it. So yeah, if you're a contractor and you find yourself like doing paperwork after you come home, or you're missing dinner because you have to do stuff at the office, like that's what we're solving. If that sounds interesting at all, like tryinstantquote.com, or you can find my LinkedIn. It's just Ty Dominguez. But yeah, that's where you can find us.
That's awesome. And I just thought of this while you were talking. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to business, you hear the saying, you know, they're not running their business, the business is running them. Yeah. So if you're in the trades and you ever feel like that, Instant Quote's here to help. I'd say that's the goal, is to buy back more of their time. That's really what it is. And actually, there's an interesting stat. There's 4 million trades businesses in the U.S. It's a very fractional market. But there's 4 million trades in the U.S. And between all of them, there's about $80 billion of unbillable time spent each year just on admin tasks. That is a lot of money spent on admin tasks. Like if you go home and you're spending 2 hours scheduling and catching up your books and doing all of this, like that's, if you value your time at $80 an hour, that's $160 a day. Yeah. That adds up, and you shouldn't have to do that. So Instant Quote is what allows you to do it while you're driving from point A to point B. One of our things that we say is you can get it done at a red light. There we go. Talk right into your phone. Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah. But that's what it is. Awesome, man. Well, at the end of the day, the only thing we can't get back is time. Absolutely. So I love what you're doing. I'm excited to see the journey. Very appreciative of you coming on. One day I'm going to be able to show off this podcast and say, hey, I know the guy from Instant Quote, when you guys are turning down offers from Shark Tank. So I really hope that we get to that point. You got to speak it into existence, brother. Yeah, we do. So awesome. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, shout out to Ty for coming on as a guest, and his videographer Dom for setting this up. It's another episode of Vault Talks, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.